Global Education Media presents Education Report on TV, the television program that promotes educational events and activities across the country for parents, students, practitioners in educational fields across categories, corporate organizations with products and services that appeal to the youths, government officials, particularly those saddled with the responsibility of managing education, and the general public. It also covers programs and activities in the educational sector, such as awards and opening ceremonies, school into-house sports, collaborative engagement with NGOs, as well as corporate organizations, plus vocational and technical education, institution for people with special education needs, individual contribution towards the growth and development of education while celebrating success in the educational sector at all levels. Please contact 0803-323-2771 or 0812-120-1359. Education Report on TV, promoting excellence in education on television nationwide.
The need to generate credible, dependable and usable data for multi-sectoral planning in the education sector of Lagos State cannot be overemphasized. With this, the state government, through the Ministry of Education, introduced the annual school census in order to avoid inconsistency associated with data generation and a need to develop modern approach to make the initiative more acceptable. The Lagos State Ministry of Education organized the 2014-2015 annual school census sensitization program for principals and head teachers of public and private schools in the state. The 4-day event was well attended by stakeholders in the education sector. Speaking at the first day of the event, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Mrs. Omolara Erugbubu, stated that this exercise was critical and important in education management.
We are telling ourselves what to do when the enumerators come around. We need your cooperation. That's the critical thing. And why do we do this annual school census? You will have heard so many things. People giving different figures of children that are out of school. So we really want to know, where are we? How many children do we have in our school? How many do we have in the private schools? So that we'll be able to do an appropriate planning in the education sector.
The Executive Secretary, State Universal Basic Education Board, SBEB, Mr. Olatunji Adefuye, in his address stated that effective data gathering requires honesty, transparency, and diligence to achieve the desired results.
We cannot but say that data gathering is a very important exercise. And to gather data requires honesty, transparency, and diligence. That to make the enumerators, the collectors, and even those that are going to analyze the data to do exactly what they need to do for us to have a reliable data that can form the basis of our information.
The Honorable Commissioner for Education in Lagos State, Mrs. Olayinka Oladunjoye, was also present at the program, charged the principals and head teachers to cooperate with the enumerators in order to generate credible and timely data.
Then we affirm our collective resolve to embrace credible data as a tool for effective planning and sound decision-making process. The procedure for the exercise is simple and straightforward. Each enumerator to the school will formally introduce himself or herself with a letter to the principal and head teacher and will thereafter request for the following amongst others: the school records, access to facilities of the school, classrooms, laboratories, libraries, toilet facilities, etc. A desirable head count of both staff and students will be done. Thereafter, publication of the product of the exercise will now be done. I want to urge you to give them maximum support and maximum comfort, so that at the end of the day, government will be planning and planning rightly.
Officials from the State Universal Basic Education Board, SBEB, were also on ground to share their views.
Schools should get ready all statutory records, the logbook, the attendance register, the admission register. All facilities should be available for enumerators. Students, there will be head count of students. So schools should allow enumerators to count students, and only those who are present in that school for that day should be counted.
Some stakeholders who attended the event also voiced their opinions. Amongst them were the directors, Policy Planning, Research and Statistics, Mrs. Abosede Adelaja and Mr. Olufemi Shobaki.
Yeah, the annual school census takes place every year in Lagos State, and the reason is basically to gather data for planning in education sector. It is not done only in Lagos State, but in Nigeria and indeed all over the world. You know, without data, there is nothing you can plan.
We have decided that we should bring in an approach that will sensitize the principals and our health teachers in the management of data, the data that are reliable and data that are useful and usable across board. When I say across board, I mean multi-sectoral.
This sensitization is very important, and not only that it is important, it is needful. We wanted our principals and head teachers to know what is expected from the enumerators who will be visiting their schools. Our expectation is to have usable data that is harmonized, data that is consistent, data that can be utilized for good planning.
Education Report on TV spoke to the participants at the event, and they all lauded the initiative.
School census is very important to us in ESPN and also to the ministry because of the children of Lagos. We need to know where they are, their numbers, and the ministry needs these numbers to plan. That's why ESPN has deemed it very necessary to support the ministry in this.
When it comes to furniture, from this end, they normally come to our place to ask for what we need because they've known our need through the form we have filled, and they go through it and they will come to us, please, what are those things you still need? We tell them and they are providing it. The government is trying a lot.
On the whole, I think with this kind of enumeration and data gathering, it will also help us to continue to get a better delivery of our subjects, and learning situation will improve in our school.
The second day of the sensitization program was a successful one as the facilitator sensitized the participants. The program was an interactive session with questions asked and the appropriate answers provided. Mr. Ogunsiji Adeniro, who is the head of School Administration Department, Education District 5, spoke extensively on generating accurate data.
The sensitization program is very, very important in the sense that it will make all the health teachers and the principals to be first and foremost to be aware of this program that this year's annual census is starting, and it is important for them to make themselves available.
Participants across the state again attended the sensitization program on the third day, and the Tutor General Permanent Secretary, Education District 3, Mr. Gbemi Olaniyi, and Honorable Mayegun Moshood, who is the Education Secretary, Lagos Island Education Authority, were of the opinion that the annual school census program will go a long way in improving the standard of education.
If you want to be counted and to be seen as one of those that is moving education forward in Lagos State, you don't have option than to give correct information or data when you visit the school. So on behalf of the state government, I want to passionately plead with every one of us to do everything humanly possible to ensure the success of this program.
Apart from the fact that it assist the government in planning, it also gives us a clue as to where we have problems, the strength and everything in the education sector. That is why we have called on the head teachers and the principals to make sure that they make this census a hit-free one, without duplicating, without inflating, by giving us the accurate information that the educational managers at the state level need to plan for the future of education in Lagos State.
Speaking at the last day of the event, the Tutor General, Permanent Secretary, Education District 6, Mrs. Iyabo Oshifesa, was of the view that school census is to enable the state step up with the best practices in the world.
The importance of census in our schools cannot be overemphasized because we need to have accurate data to be able to plan. If we don't have accurate data, then it's going to make nonsense of our planning. So that's why we are here to remind ourselves of the need to give correct information to enable us plan effectively. We want to run data-driven schools.
The sensitization program for stakeholders in Lagos State and the conduct of the 2014-2015 annual school census program was indeed of great benefit for the participants. However, all hands must be on deck to achieve the desired results. The general public, parents, guardians, head teachers, proprietors of primary schools are hereby informed that the forms for the Lagos State screening test for admission of primary 6 pupils into junior secondary schools JSS 1 in model colleges and upgraded junior secondary schools with boarding facilities for year 2015-2016 academic session is now on sale from Monday the 5th of January 2015 to Friday the 3rd of April 2015. 2 versions of the test will be adopted for the year 2015 screening test. These are computer-based testing (CBT). This type of test is open to only about interested 20 to 30 candidates that will like to participate in this pilot program. Paper pencil testing (EPT). This is the usual pencil and computer answer sheet. Registration of candidates will be done through customized CD, which will be issued to candidates by the Lagos State Examinations Board on payment of 10,000 naira only per candidate, payable to any branch of the following approved bank: Fidelity Bank PLC, account number 5030000739, agency code 4280011, ref code 40200045, Thai Bank PLC, account number 17760624459, agency code 4280011, ref code 40200045, FCMB, account number 01355822205, agency code 4280011, and the ref code 40200045. The screening test is the only yardstick for admission of pupils into GSS 1 in any of the model colleges and upgraded junior secondary schools. The screening test is slated to hold on Saturday the 9th of May 2015 at the various designated centers across the state. For more information, please call 080-235-48336 or 080-285-18866, or you can visit our website www.lagosexamsboard.net or send a mail to examsboard@yahoo.com. Announcer, Lagos State Examinations Board.